Hey guys, so I'm going to give you a quick explanation of the 7-level model on the EXP Realty platform, what they call revenue share. And that's just a fantastic and brilliant way to build residual income and passive income to allow you to either retire or have the option to do other things in your life besides do transactional real estate. Transactions are foundational to real estate. Nothing about this is about not doing transactions. However, as many of you know, there's only a certain amount of hours in a day. And you as an agent, a broker, a team leader, the retirement plan can't be you do deals forever, which is why I put this picture up, right? This is the current realtor, broker, team leader retirement plan, right? It's this transactional model that you're going to kind of continue to have transactions every single month. But the problem with that model is that it doesn't actually build you passive and residual income. If you're a broker, you usually have a ton of liability. You have expenses, you're paying franchise fees, you got all sorts of stuff going on, and you're in what I call a revolving door model, right? You're spending all this time recruiting agents and then they're leaving you, right? If you're a team leader, you're recruiting as well. And same thing, you can't provide the same opportunity to your agents as you have. So oftentimes the next level of growth for that agent is to leave your team or leave their brokerage, okay? So this is a totally different model. This is why the EXP platform is growing so much, okay? And I call it a platform because that's what it is. It's a platform for you to build your brand on. It's a platform for you to build wealth. That's all it is. You're going to build your own brand on this thing, just like you would in any other brokerage, except you're going to build your brand. You're not going to build, Exit Realty's brand, KW's brand, Compass's brand, none of these guys. You're going to build your brand on a wealth building platform. So here's the current retirement plan, right? Do deals forever. We don't want to do that. We want to have options, right? So if you don't decide to do this 7-level model, you're going to be in a model that does not scale. So I would suggest if you're going to stay in a traditional brokerage, number one, you better be a top producer, right? You got to make a lot of money. While the getting is good, you better make a lot of money. Number two is you better live below your means. Okay. You better save that money and then invest that money, right? That's the only way that you can get free. So no matter what you choose to do, you better make a lot of money, live on a little, and invest the rest. That's the only way you're going to break free. If you're in this model I'm about to explain, you have the opportunity to break free while you're doing real estate, which is why I believe it's brilliant. I've studied many multi-levels. This one is one of the most brilliant ones I've ever seen. Okay, so current realtor retirement plans, we talked about that. So here's what happens usually in real estate. An agent, right, does really well. They're making money, right? And they're tired though, right? They're doing transactions. So they're going to have one of two bright ideas usually, right? Or actually three. One, if you're a broker out there listening to this, right? If your agent wants to grow and you can't give that agent the same opportunity you have, they're probably going to leave your brokerage, right? Which is not what you want. But if an agent is motivated, hungry, top producer, they're going to have one of two bright ideas. Number one, they want to build a team, right? And they're going to build a team and they're going to recruit and they're going to have expenses. Basically, you're a broker without the liability, which is not a terrible idea, actually. If you want to be a team leader, that's something we highly support. Just within our office, we have about 10 teams, right? So we highly support that kind of growth. But in a traditional brokerage model, you are still in a 1-level model, meaning it's kind of a revolving door model. There's not an exponential growth factor to it because you can't give an agent the same opportunity you have, right? The same thing with a broker, right? A broker is not going to open up their playbook and teach all their agents how to become brokers. Why wouldn't they do that? Because then that means they're going to leave their brokerage, right? And you're still in the 1-level model. And because you as a broker cannot give the agent the same opportunity that you have to grow the business, to grow a business or an organization, that agent will most likely be leaving. Okay. So in our model, it's a multi-level. So everybody in the EXP Realty platform gets the same exact opportunity. You get the chance to, one, do real estate, right? With competitive splits, low caps, and you get free stock for high production, right? If you hit Icon Agent, you get $16,000 worth of stock. Everybody gets this, right? And every person on the EXP Realty platform can start building their brokerage essentially from day one. I call it a brokerage because it's easy to explain it that way. Literally, you can get your license yesterday and start building your brokerage today by simply attracting people to the company and obviously adding value and also coaching people how to develop not only their business, but develop into leaders so that they continue to grow the organization. So here's how it actually works, okay? So we fix the income problem by allowing every person, that little green person right there is every person in the EXP Realty platform, whether you're a broker, team leader, whatever the case may be, you get the same ability to build an organization under you, okay? So here's how it works. Okay. And one thing I like to say from one of my mentors, Jay Kinder, if it doesn't duplicate, it doesn't matter. In other words, now we have an incentive to teach every person in the company how we do things, how we grow, how to grow leaders, how to add value, how to grow an organization. Why? Because if it doesn't duplicate, it doesn't matter, right? The whole point of this is it's not going to be based purely on your effort. As you continue to create other leaders, they begin to grow the organization for you. Okay. So here's how the 7 levels work really quick, right? So you can attract personally as many people as you want. So I say that's exponentially wide, right? You can put as many people into your first level as you want to. You're never going to be capped by that. But the model goes 7 levels deep. Okay. So exponentially wide, you can attract as many people as you want onto your first level. Okay, you're never capped by that, but there is 7 levels deep. So you're capped at 7 levels deep. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, so you get 7 levels of income, which is funny because usually they say most wealthy people have 7 income streams, and that's what this is, 7 income streams. Okay, so here's how it works. Okay. You're always going to get paid on your first level. So as you attract agents into the company, you will always get paid on your first level. So remember, you can go exponentially wide. You're going to get a little piece of every transaction of that person until they cap. And we'll go into that in a little bit. Okay. But in order to unlock levels 2 through 7, you have to have a certain amount of producing agents in your first level. What is a producing agent? A producing agent simply means an agent has to do at least one deal every 6 months of at least $5,000 gross commission. Let me say that again, because that's not a lot of production. One deal every 6 months with at least $5,000 in gross commissions, or a couple of deals that equals $5,000 in gross commissions. Okay. That's all they require for you to be a producing agent. And what in EXP we call a frontline qualifying agent, FLQA. Okay. An FLQA serves to unlock your other levels. So in order for you to unlock level 2, remember, you always get paid on level 1. In order to unlock level 2, you got to have 5 producing agents in your first level. Okay. So why does EXP do that? Well, hey, we're not just trying to attract bodies, guys. We are actually building a production organization. This system does not work on production. And by the way, it's no different than any brokerage, except it scales better, right? So when somebody tells you, EXP is all about recruiting, I'm like, real estate has always been about 2 things, transactions and recruiting. If you're an agent, you do transactions. If you're a team leader, you recruit. And if you're a broker, you recruit. The only problem is if you're a team leader or broker in a 1-level model, it's a revolving door model. Okay. You don't give the agents the opportunity to grow themselves and grow your organization, which keeps you capped. Okay. It's not scalable. Okay. And I'll show you how we scaled our numbers in a little bit. Okay. So 5 producing agents, what's producing? 1 deal every 6 months of at least $5,000 in gross commissions, or multiple deals that equal $5,000 in gross commissions within that 6 months. That's a qualifying agent. So once I get 5, I unlock level 2. Okay. In order to unlock level 3, I have to have 10 in my first level in order to unlock level 3. Now, it doesn't mean that the money is there, by the way. Like if you haven't unlocked levels, that's the exciting part. The exciting part is the money is there, right? And you just have to unlock the levels to get that money, right? And we'll show you real numbers in a little bit. Okay. So 5 unlocks level 2, 10 unlocks level 3, 15 unlocks level 4, 20 unlocks level 5, right? So it's going by 5 at a time, as you can see, right? 25 unlocks level 6, and you have to go to 40, from 25 to 40 to unlock level 7. Okay. So 5 unlocks level 2, 10 unlocks level 3, 15 unlocks level 4, 20 unlocks level 5, 25 unlocks level 6, and then you got to go to 40 to unlock level 7. I can tell you that if you're like, oh, dang, I got to go all the way to 40. Well, it isn't easy, right? This is a business, by the way. It's not easy, but I can tell you the guys that are making $500,000 a month within 5 years of being in this model, a lot of them have not unlocked level 7. Okay. So I'll show you what we've done just unlocking 4 levels at this point, right? So trust me, we're chasing the 40 wide and the $500,000 a month, right? So that should be everybody's goal. But hey, you know, I tell people all the time, if in 5 years you're making $20,000 a month in residual income, $30,000 a month, will you hate me? Probably not. Okay. So where does the 20% go? What do I mean by that? In EXP Realty, there's an 80-20 split. Okay. Until you cap, there's a $16,000 cap. Okay. And then after you cap, you go to 100% commission, which is outstanding. Okay. But I want you to know that of that 20%, that 80-20 split, half of it is dedicated to pay down everybody else in their residual income, in their revenue share, right? So even that half of that 20 is going back to us, the agents, which I think is just fantastic. So I'm going to give you some real life examples to see how the numbers can scale, right? So let's say, well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you the actual numbers on each level, which is for you C personality folks who like details. This is the part where some people get hung up on because they don't understand the numbers. I'm going to explain them to you right now. First level, okay, is you get 3.5%. So your maximum you can make on one agent on your first level is 3.5% of their cap. Okay, what does that mean? Remember, the cap is either $16,000 to EXP or $80,000 in gross commissions. It's the same thing, because if you take 20% of $80,000 of gross commission that the agent makes, it equals $16,000. But let's use the $80,000 number because that's how we come up with the numbers on each level. Okay, so if an agent caps, okay, that means they made $80,000 in gross commissions, and now they're capped and they're at 100% commission. You're not going to get paid on that agent after they cap. They can't, because they're getting 100% of their commission, right? So this is how you figure out how much you can make on an agent every level. On the first level, it's 3.5% of the cap. So if you take 3.5% of the $80,000 an agent makes, assuming that agent caps, you can make a maximum of $2,800 on that agent in your first level. Okay. So second level, same thing, right? It actually goes up. It's 4% of the cap. So if you take 4% of that $80,000 that an agent makes before, like when they cap, you're going to get $3,200. So on any agent on your second level, the max you can make on them per year until they reset, right? Until their cap resets, okay, is $3,200. Okay. It's a little, you know, 3.5%, 4%. It's nothing huge. And once again, this is not coming from the agent side. It's coming from the EXP Realty side. The whole point of the 7-level model is to scale something bigger. Okay. My partner, Gil, actually shut down his successful traditional brokerage model because he knew that it wouldn't scale like this would scale, right? And we were right. So we've gone from 70 agents to 1,225 in just 2.5 years. So that's scalability. By the way, it took him 5 years to get to 100 agents in that revolving door old brokerage model. And by the way, that was agents coming, leaving, and coming, leaving. It was a revolving door model. So that's actually excellent. And he's one of the few to do something like that. So it's hard in that model. In this model, it scales. So $3,200, the max you can make on a person in the second level. $2,000 is the max you can make on the third level. It drops down to 2.5%. So 2.5%, 80,000 is 2,000, right? 80,000 is the cap. 1,200 on your fourth level, that's 1.5%. So you see the percentages are dropping slightly, right? Drops down to 1% on level 5, but then they start to go back up. So level 6, you're going to get 2.5% again, okay? And then on level 7, you actually get 5%. So the max you can make on an agent on your 7th level is $4,000 a year. Okay. So that's why you want to be motivated to unlock your 7th level. But once again, you'll see the numbers still get astronomical whether or not you open up those levels. Okay. So these are the numbers. First level, 3.5% of cap. Second level, 4% of cap. Third level, 2.5%. Fourth level, 1.5% of the cap. fifth level 1%, then back to 2.5%, and then 5%. And remember, you take that based off an $80,000 gross commission, because that's what a capping agent would make. Okay, that's the max you can make. Okay, so we'll give you some real life examples here, and you'll see that I'm going to use a full cap at first and show you a big number, and I'm going to show you a smaller number that's more, that I believe is more realistic. Okay, so let's say you only attract 10 people in your first level. So these are 10 qualified agents doing at least one deal every 6 months. That means that with 10 people in your first level, you've unlocked 3 levels. Remember, 5 unlocks level 2, 10 unlocks level 3. Okay, so this is an example on just 3 levels. All right, so if you get 10 people and they all cap, that means you make $28,000 that year on just those 10 people. That's residual income. That's while you sleep. Okay. Okay, so let's say those people each get 2 people. So now you have 20 people on your second level. You're going to get paid on those people too. That's the crazy part about scaling, right? You only brought in 10, but guess what? There's some rock stars in your 10, right? And they're going to attract people into your group. So let's just say, just to keep average numbers, that those 10 people you brought in each brought 2. So now there's 20 people in your second level. So the max you can make on somebody on your second level is $3,200, as we explained before. So that means you have a potential of making $64,000 that year, in addition to the 28, right? But let's say these people are rock stars like the first group, you know, and they only recruit 1 person. So now you doubled your second level into your third level. So your second level folks, right, they each recruited 1 person. So there's another 20 people in your third level. Remember, you only put 10 people in your first level, so you've only unlocked 3 levels. So what's the total here? It's $132,000 a year in residual income from you recruiting 10 people who each got 2 people who each recruited 1 person. Do you see how that scales? Now, let's just be realistic, okay? Not every agent is going to cap, okay? So we're going to do numbers based on a half cap to be more realistic, okay? So let's just do $66,000. That's more realistic. But let me ask you something. Are you going to be mad at me if you're making $66,000 a year while you sleep? I mean, that's a really good salary for most folks. Okay, so that ain't bad. So let's go to and one thing I would like to say, this little line that Gil says, you know, why would you settle for 100%? So when I hear somebody say, well, you know, I'm at 100, I want to go to 100% brokerage, and whatever the case may be, we say, why would you settle for 100%? Because let's face it, if you added $66,000 to your bottom line, you would be over 100% commissions. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. This is the long game. The 7 levels, the residual income is the long game. The short game is the production. So produce, go do transactions, but be building this at the same time, because you're going to be mad in 5 years when you don't trust and believe. Okay. So let's say this is a 5-year plan. Okay. So you get 25 agents, 5 years. So take 5 years to attract 25 agents, which it shouldn't take that long, right? 25 agents in the next 5 years, okay? And those agents are producing agents, meaning they're frontline qualified, doing 1 deal every 6 months, okay? Of at least $5,000 gross commission, okay? So you recruited 25, as you know, the max you can make on somebody on your first level is $2,800. So that's potential $70,000 you're making on your first level. Let's say each one of those 25 agents each attracts 3 agents. Now you have, or actually take that back, 5 agents. Okay. Now you have 125 agents in your second level. That's a potential of $400,000. Okay. Let's say that those agents, right, those 125 each get 3 people. Okay. Each attract 3 people to the company, sells them on the value, brings them on board. Bam, you got 375 in your third level times 2,000. That's a potential of $750,000 in your third level, which is crazy. Okay. And let's say those people only attract 2 people on the third level, right? So that 375 doubles to 750 agents in your fourth level. And that's a potential of $900,000 in your fourth level. And let's say that your fourth level only attracts 1. So that's a potential another 600 grand. And let's say they do the same thing. I'm just keeping the number simple. Just they all get one. Okay, that's $1.5 million in your 6th level. Remember, you're not getting paid on level 7 because you only attracted 25 qualifying agents in your 1st level. Remember, you need 40 to unlock level 7. So this is based on 6 levels. Okay, that's $4.2 million a year in potential income. But let's be realistic. Okay, you won't have all capping agents. Let's do it based on a half cap. Okay, $2.1 million a year from you attracting 25 agents who each attracted 5. The others attracted 3, and then the rest of the levels attracted just 1, right? Hey, $2.1 million, you know, you can't live off of that, but it's not bad, right? So these numbers can get astronomical. They will get astronomical. We know people personally who are doing $750,000 a month in residual income within a 5-year period, 6-year period. It's real. We know these folks personally. We'll show you our numbers in just 2.5 years so you can just get a sense of how this scales. Okay, so here we go. This is what it looks like. This is us, right? This is me right here, okay? So here's what we got. I've attracted 28 people. If you see right there where it says 28 people on that top left where it says my FLA, frontline agent, that's 1st level agent, okay? Now, it just says FLA because FLQA is different, means they're producing. So out of the 28, I'm showing you, and by the way, this is a couple months old, so it's the organization's grown since then. But attracted 28, 18 of them are producing. What does that mean? They're doing 1 deal every 6 months of at least $5,000 gross commissions. And you can see in these levels here, where you see the 18, it says tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. You notice that the little green locks there, I've only unlocked 4 levels. Why? Because 5 unlocks level 2, 10 unlocks level 3, 15 unlocks level 4, and 20 unlocks level 5. I have not hit 20. I'm not getting paid on my 5th, 6th, and 7th level, which is nuts, okay? Right? The money's there. I have to unlock those levels, right? So I got to get on it, right? So here's what's happened. From those 28 you see on the top left, look at that number right below where it says my revenue share group. 1,155. Like I said, this is old. This is an older, this is a couple months old. We're about 1,228 right now. Okay. But 1,155. So from 28, it has scaled. It has grown on itself to 1,155. How do I know that that's happening? Well, look at the bottom where it says new agents. New agents last 30 days, 74. That means 74 people have joined my organization in the last 30 days. Okay. Guess what? They're not all in Central Florida where I'm at. Some are in India. Some are in Idaho. Some of them are in New York. Some of them are in Nevada. Some of them are in Oregon. And this is not hyperbole. Like, that's where they're at. They're all over the country because we are not bound by state lines. This is a virtual model where an agent can join this company from anywhere, any place, and get to work, get to producing, get to building the residual income. And we're opening about 5 countries every quarter. So we're in Puerto Rico, Colombia, Brazil, Australia, UK, Italy, India, so on and so forth. Can you see how this could potentially scale? And by the way, international opportunities are exciting because they don't have nearly the structured model that we have. We're bringing structure to real estate in their country. So stay tuned. I think the big opportunity is going to be international in the future. But right now, we're still a small part of the market share. We are the fastest independent brokerage as far as growth in the country. However, we're not even scratching the surface of what we can do. But let's get back to these levels, right? So I've attracted 28 in 2.5 years, okay? 18 of them are producing. I've unlocked 4 levels. And let's look at that bottom right number, $45,000. That was a monthly payout in residual income. Let me repeat that. That's passive income while you sleep that came into the bank account from attracting people to the organization. Not only that, but adding value. Okay. If you guys are with us and you're with the Alliance, you understand that, and I tell this people all the time, you have to build something of value on top of this. Platform is obviously brilliant. Show me something else that pays like this for growing it. Right. And this is, by the way, is my brokerage. This is my brokerage. I have 1,155 people in my brokerage. Right. But they're all over the place and it's scaling on itself. Obviously I'm in Orlando. I have a strong touch with my agents in Orlando, but I'm growing my organization all over the world right now, which is crazy. The old brokerage model does not scale like this. Okay. And if you're a team leader out there, you can see that now you're not only making team income, but you're also making residual income on top of that team. I call it the forever team. You're building a forever team. And what's cool is you have an incentive in this model to see people grow. And the old brokerage model, you're really trying to protect what you've got because you're in a revolving door model, right? Like I said, the broker is not going to teach you how to be a broker, because if you do that, you're going to leave the brokerage, right? And oftentimes a team leader is thinking to themselves, well, I don't want my agent to become a team leader because they might leave the brokerage. In this model where everybody has the same opportunity to grow their own brokerage, grow their own teams, to receive stock and ownership in this company for doing normal transactions for free, right? If you're an icon agent, if you're a big team leader, you're going to get $16,000 worth of stock every single year that you hit these production markers, right? Stock grows. Stock is an investment. You're an owner in the company. You're not just an agent. So if you're looking at this as a team leader, as a broker, what you should be seeing here is now you have an incentive to see people grow. Now you want to open up the playbook, right? That's all we do at the Alliance is open up our playbooks, right? Hey, and guess what? It's not just myself, Gil, my partners, it's all the agents, because all the agents are seeing that if they can help another agent grow and become a leader, become a team leader, or whatever that agent wants to do, that it's in their best interest to do so. We're not going to cover our paper. We're going to open up the playbook because we understand that growth is what's going to keep this model going. So why would I stop an agent's growth? I'm going to help them. If an agent wants to become a team leader, I'm going to help them become a team leader. If they want to be a top producing agent, I'm going to help them be a top producing agent. If they want to focus on building their organization, I'm going to show them how to build their organization. It is incentivized to do so. And that's why these numbers are so exciting to me, is because of the people that we're helping. It's not just because of the money, right? We're actually getting paid to elevate others. So I hope this helps. I hope this explains a little bit of the 7-level model. And obviously always open for questions, but hope you guys learned something today. Take care.